That's the choice we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first, or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got 2 of them on stage tonight.
Yes, I'd first like to say they're 5-inch heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
Nice. High heels, high interest rates, and Israel's war with Hamas took center stage at last night's Republican presidential debate in Florida. But once again, the front runner wasn't there. Of course, we want to dig in a little bit more into the debate, maybe even determine the winners and losers. Joining me now, SMU political science professor Cal Jillson. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so I guess you and I could debate whether the 3-inch heels remark was meant for Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis because of all the memes about his shoes. But let's go ahead and talk about the standout moments. Who won the night?
Well, you know, there are a lot of early reports this morning suggesting that Nikki Haley did quite well again, as she did in the first 2 debates. She is, along with Chris Christie, sort of the standard Republican candidates, referring back a little bit to old school Republicans. And so they're more recognizable. They talk about issues in ways that are understandable. And she certainly did last night. Foreign policy is her forte, and she did fine. DeSantis did better than he had done in previous debates, but he's kind of a dour guy. He looks, especially when he's not talking, as if he is deeply unhappy. And so I think that limits people's connection with him. So Haley did well. Christie did okay, but he's so far out of it that he's not going to climb back in. And Ramaswamy, I think, would be better off that stage.
And, of course, the GOP frontrunner, former President Donald Trump, skipped the debate and held his own rally. So a few of the candidates criticized him, but shouldn't they have gone after him much more aggressively if they want to move the needle here?
Well, you would think so. The opening question for the debate, which was asked to all 5 candidates, was what makes you better as the Republican nominee than Donald Trump, because he's so far ahead. And Chris Christie did go after Donald Trump, and Nikki Haley did. All of them did a little bit, but they're still pulling their punches. And I think that's a reflection of the fact that Trump is up 40 points on all of them nationally and is up 28 points even in Iowa. So they're running as if they expected Trump at some point to evaporate as a result of court cases or as someone said, choking on a cheeseburger. But if he doesn't, they know they're not going to be the nominee. And so if they're going to be relevant at all, it'll be because Trump looks their way. So they're not really trying to knock him out and replace him so much as position themselves to be relevant in a second Trump administration.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to ask you about. You kind of get a sense maybe that they're jockeying more for a cabinet position in a potential Trump administration. I mean, yeah, because at this point, with him as the front runner, it's not as though any of them have a chance of overtaking the former president.
Yeah, I think that's right. But Trump has a short fuse, and any criticism of him, even mild as these people have been lobbying in his direction, he will remember. And so I doubt that he'll really be coming for any of them. But they might get an opportunity on Fox News or some other news channel to have a nice payday that way. Their speaking fees will certainly go up. Ramaswamy knows he isn't going to be anywhere near the White House, but he also knows that he may well be speaking around the country for fees 2 and 3 times what he might have gotten before. So they have other reasons to be continuing in this race other than thinking they're going to be the Republican nominee, because they're not. Voters are going to choose between Donald Trump and President Biden at the end of the day, and I think most voters and candidates know that.
Yeah, kind of a positioning effort for all of them. SMU political science professor Cal Jillson, appreciate it. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, Brendan.